Hello, good evening, everyone. It gives me great pleasure in connecting with you on another video. Uh, Now I'm going to look into one of the universe research topic called livelihood of the five grand elements of nature. And like every universe research topic, this is one of the very fundamental concepts of our research work with Hormone Life Research Center here in India. Uh, if you see the five grand elements of nature forms to be the building block of the universe and every natural element within it, and understanding its nature and the way it functions plays a huge role in understanding every aspects and functions of the universe in a very simplified yet a deep meaningful understanding of how everything works with each other. And this article as well tries to explain it in one such manner. Before going into that aspect of it, I just wanted to convey one important perspective. When a human grows, it's been understood that the way their memory works, right? When in a very young stage, they would say we would try to mimic uh, whatever is in front of us, something that is more of like a practice for our brain to grow in the days to come. And similarly, each age has its own kind of memory. And if you see around 17 or 20 years of aged kids, you'll see that their memory of keeping things intact would be really phenomenal. And that is one of a peak of how memory works. And similarly, as the brain evolves, uh, we tend to assume in our current cultural world that brains kind of starts slowing down or is not as efficient as possible, relating it to our livelihood on this planet. But that is not true at all. And if you see, like, some of the greatest achievements have come all around ages of a human being's existence. But the point I'm trying to deliver here is that in the 20s and 30s, people usually tend to have an understanding of an entire emotion, right? Of an idea, like a whole grasp. And these we usually turn out to be great geniuses, or people who are great leaders, or like who would bring out great perspectives in life. But this is a very fundamental block of how our brain works. And if we could use this to our advantage, right, the knowledge that is given in this particular article plays a very important role in this particular perspective, where if you read through it, has like multiple understanding points that you would like minutely understand throughout the article, and it all relates with each other and like conveys one single perspective. And when you gain this understanding of this one single perspective, it also serves as an important tool throughout all of the research work, where it will be a very fundamental knowledge for you. At the same time, it also explores like into these fundamental facts, which will become even more clear to you, and it will make a lot of meaning in understanding deeper concepts of science. So in here we are talking about livelihood nature of the five grand elements. And if you see in the start of the article, I'm going into the research article, and if you see in the start of the article, how the perspective that is conveyed is that the five grand elements forms to be the basic structure for the five grand elements and the universe. Here the perspective is like conveying the factor that five grand elements as a separate has its own characteristics. For instance, if fire has its own characteristics and water has its own characteristics. So like the five elements, that is the the space, the heat which I mentioned as fire, but it's heat, and then air, water, and the earth or soil. So these five elements has its own characteristics, but what we know of from our life on earth is that these elements in our nature, how it works in our nature, this is exactly what we know of in terms of the five grand elements, right? But in the entire universe, they have a different characteristics. It's a very fundamental characteristics which stays true throughout the universe. For instance, if you take water, for instance, you could call it liquid. It has a nature of cooling tendency of elements around it. So let's say in a planet, when a planet moves away from sunlight or its source star, usually heat prevails, but it starts to cool down when the heat is not present, and this cooling effect comes in from the nature of water, and this is prevalent. This nature, this characteristics is prevalent throughout the entirety of the universe. This characteristics as water alone together is a separate thing, but these core characteristics of these five elements together form the basis of these five elements in a planet. Like for instance, in our planet, if you say water as an element, it has all of these five elements within itself for its nature to be formed. And that's a perspective that's conveyed in the beginning of the article. And as it moves forward, newer perspective starts building up, one behind the other, to convey the final perspective of this video. And let's keep rolling into those perspectives as it gets constructed towards the final perspective of what is conveyed in the article, which I told in the beginning. It intertwines an entire knowledge thought process into one single perspective to convey the knowledge that is being tried to convey through the article. And the next is, then we directly go into this concept of an evolutionary growth nature. And here, when we talk about evolution, it's naturally life comes into play, and that is exactly what is described in the article as well. But the perspective here is the way it said that how the five grand elements is being within the nature of the evolutionary growth nature, and one that helps and exists as a support for this entire system. And this perspective is conveyed, with which the point of how briefly how life as a system in itself forms to be the source for these two activities to prevail, and also the mainly the five grand elements to function. Life becomes the source of it. And let's quickly look into what perspective is being said over there in terms of the evolutionary growth nature. The perspective that is conveyed over there is that, let's say I just mentioned, right, the point about how in certain age your memory goes through a new kind of form, and that is the evolutionary growth we are talking about over here in a lifetime. And this evolutionary growth, and it will have its own set of nature around it, right? So when they say within, and the one that goes within this system of evolutionary growth, the five grand elements is how how people of certain age would be attracted to certain type of knowledge. And there, like for instance, like I was talking about, when in certain age we would be like more inclined to data, and in certain age we would be more inclined to how the thought clarity is, and then the nature in which it's presented, the nature within which. So in all these nuance elements, the 5 grand elements could come in. And the one that supports the second element which is being talked, right, one where we see the element that supports the 5 grand element, the evolutionary growth nature, is that it is somewhat like the 5 grand elements in itself. That interaction in itself exists to be an experience that flows throughout these evolutionary paths, one that stays with you as an experience that helps with you in your life growth. So these are the perspectives in which you can understand what is tried to be conveyed over here, and that's the element of it. Like if you intertwine these sort of deep understanding which in each of these elements, the whole perspective at which the article is coming at would be even more clearer. So that's the depth. There is a depth to this article, which is what I'm trying to bring out with my understanding over here. Hope you can connect with me on all these statements, though it's very intertwined, because I have to really look into it to give into you the perspective. If it's not right, you can always ask me in the comments. The functions of the 5 grand elements of nature. So here we talk about how there is the first statement. There are 2 types, that is the function of the 5 grand elements joining together and functioning, this being one, and the other is the 5 grand elements joining together and functioning, in which it functions in the operational element of the 5 grand elements. So the difference here, our first initial impression immediately will go towards relating it to the 5 grand elements that we see on the earth. Here what is being talked about is the individual element and its characteristics, that is the universe 5 grand elements. So when they function together, a beautiful statement is put forth in the first categorization, that when they function together, there isn't there won't be any happening that would support life on it. So the immediate question would come as what is this? The entire planet is made up of 5 grand elements. Why wouldn't there be an opportunity for life to exist in such an existence? So this is where an example is put forth, where we see the moon, which is also made of the 5 grand elements, but we don't see life to exist on it in our understanding. The reason here that is put forth is that the operational connectivity between the 5 grand elements of the universe and the 5 grand elements in the planet is not fulfilled enough on the moon, and that can be seen through the example where you see water on the planet moon, but it does not it evaporates, but there isn't a rainfall at all. And this is where the connectivity between, if all of the functions are properly utilized, this would exist to be. And the same example on the planet Earth, if you see each examples that are explored, these perspectives become even more apparent, where how the operational nature of the 5 grand elements in the universe, when in being connection with the 5 grand elements on the planet, helps in livelihood of life to exist on that particular planet. And we see many examples where how it can be in very instrumental for to life to exist in a planet. For this connectivity is very instrumental. That is that, like for instance, soil is available, and plant life, human life exists on it, and it helps for life to thrive on it. And you, even if something dies on it, it's been used in an alternate cycle that would be further utilized within the planet's livelihood, and the livelihood life on the planet could continue. So these sort of natures are explored, how life exists on Earth, and for its connectivity with the universe's five grand elements is five grand elements. Operation is being very very key in its existence. The solution, so from this a solution is being proposed, where for static life on the moon, that is on planet Earth, the connectivity of the static to function, that is, like for instance, static here being the five grand elements, which is not like life in nature, that does not move from one place to another in its own life form, but that static nature, right, for it to function in connectivity with the static, that which is the five grand elements of the universe, is being in a natural connected form on the planet Earth, and which is all very little on the planet Moon. When this is corrected in a way that if we the solution is that we as human beings are to create that the operational nature, that from the universe's operational nature, right, we would be mimicking that nature on. This is something new which I read in the article. If we are to mimic that, and that is mimicked on the planet, that is when the livelihood can be created on another planet. And the statement which I was like referring to in the beginning of the video, that the entire article tries to deliver, is that the perspective which is given within the quotes at the end of the article, where for the static, both the operation and the functioning nature of the five grand elements, that which is like the five grand elements on the planet and the five grand elements from the universe, for it to be joint in nature, for it to be in connection, the source of its function comes from the nature of life in itself. So it shows that the life as a separate energy, and how that plays a very important role in both of it. And it also minutely brings out the perspective that the five grand elements livelihood is found on top of life as a structure. So this relates to the topic of the article, where we are talking about livelihood of the five grand elements. I mean, the whole topic's conclusion is only arrived at the last statement. Just so how beautifully the article is written, and I hope I conveyed it with clarity in my best efforts. And I hope to connect with you on another video, and stay connected with me in any comment section through the video. Thank you guys. Have a great day. Bye.